to, what's this called now? This is called
Talk With Me Tuesdays.
Talk With Me Tuesday, What's Up Wednesday, Saturday, and it don't really matter. We're gonna post it whenever we post it. So this is a new segment I'm trying to put on the channel. Sorry. Hey subscribers, welcome back. How you doing? If you haven't subscribed, just kidding, subscribe because we lit. And this is Erica. But anyway, we're filming a segment on the channel just so you know, just talk with me, just topics that maybe people don't want to talk about, that you do want to talk about, that you want to hear, that you don't want to hear. You can kind of skip through, we got a little questions, whatever. But anyway, Erica, want to say a little bit about yourself?
I'm her sister.
Okay.
Follow me on Instagram.
Okay.
d.will.d.
Okay. In the description below. Okay, so this one is called Why Do You Have Placeholders in Your Life? Alright, so the first one is, what is a placeholder?
So let you start,
Okay.
bounce off.
So I consider a placeholder being somebody in your life who is like, I mean, it's just there. Like, that's what a placeholder is. They're just there. Whether it be relationship, friendship, you know that it's toxic, you know they shouldn't be there, you know that they're holding a place for somebody else. Very similar to when females are like, you know, in a relationship with their spouse and they're like, if you're not for me, you have to wait for my husband. Like, I find that's what a placeholder is. It could be the same thing with the friendship. You know that you're not benefiting from the friendship. The only person that's benefiting from friendship is the person that's taking from you. So I feel like that's what a placeholder is. Placeholders can be replaced. Either. Yeah. Okay. So what do you think a placeholder is?
I guess just kind of to piggyback off of what you said, somebody that you might put in place for somebody you used to have, or somebody you can't have that you want, or somebody just like an in-between that you feel like you need to put right there to have company or something like that.
Okay. So when do you know that somebody is a placeholder? Whether it be, and I don't want to just talk about relationships because I'm in a relationship, Erica's not in a relationship, so it makes it that much more interesting. But when do you know that somebody is a placeholder?
I guess when the feelings aren't as strong.
Okay. Are we talking about relationship or just friendship? Or just, I mean, like,
just in general, somebody you don't really talk with like that unless you want something, I guess.
I don't like that.
Somebody that you wouldn't bring around, like close friends or like your family. Somebody that's just there. Like, you like being around them, but you don't love being around them.
Okay, I mean, you hear, hey, you know, yeah, got you. And see, even though I'm in a relationship, I feel like a placeholder when it comes to friendships is very much like what Erica said. Like, you're here because you're here. Like, I don't really want you on my significant other. I don't really want you on my family, but you're here because you're here. 9 times out of 10, like I just said, it's because you're gaining from it, and I feel like, oh my gosh, I need you. Or maybe we have some years, we got some time under our belt, and I feel like, oh my gosh, you should still be here, even though I know, and you know, honestly, that like it's cool. Like, I think that the biggest opportunity for growth in placeholder relationships, that it don't have to end on bad terms. We can just agree that we are not for each other. Relationship, friendship, whatever it may be, we can agree not for each other, and we can keep it pushing. Because at the end of the day, I don't ever want to be a placeholder in your life. I don't need you to be a placeholder in mine. I need to benefit as much as you're benefiting from me, or vice versa. You know what I mean? So I think that obviously, like in a relationship, that would be, you know, you walk out of something toxic and you walk into somebody else who you may feel like it's not as toxic because you're in that comparison phase, but really they both toxic as fuck, let's be real. So I just feel like, I don't know, like friendships, relationships, really have to sit back and assess, like, what am I bringing to this friendship and what am I getting in return? Because at the end of the day, this shit is about exchange. I'm not gonna sit here and be friends with you or have you in my bed or me in yours, you know what I mean? And I'm the only one benefiting or you the only one benefiting. That's how you create toxicity. Keyword, drop that shit. Toxicity.
I'm dead. What was I about to say? Just something small. It should be one of those things where you start off telling that person, like, this is all I'm here for. Not about like sex or none of that, but just letting them know up front. Just to make it easier. More simple.
I mean, shit, even if it is about sex, walk into that shit and be like, look, I'm not trying to have a relationship with you. I'm not trying to be anything bigger with you. I need it, you need it, we need it together, let's do it. Literally, okay? Let's do it.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm fucking him.
But I feel like you should let that be upfront. And I think it's even more important to respect that. Like, you gotta respect people who are being honest with you. Like, if somebody comes to you and be like, look, I'm just trying to, whatever. Respect yourself first. If that's not what you want, then you say that. But if that's what you want and you agree to it, don't come back next week saying like, why we not in a relationship, or why we not doing this. Or even let's take it to friendships, outside relationships. You tell a friend you need a confidant. I need somebody who I can travel with. I need somebody who I can like just be my buddy. Don't expect them to be there at your every beck and call, because it's not what y'all discuss. You just expect, like, I want to be able to come to you when when I have to voice my things. Or say, look, sis, look, bro, I'm trying to be hella close. I want to build this friendship. And I feel like we need to normalize, like, trying to befriend people. Because a lot of times we get so stuck in our own friendships and our own relationships, feel like we can't have anybody else in our life. I don't like the whole no new friends. I mean, it may be convenient to say that, but sometimes new friends be the best friends. You can know people your whole life and be like, ain't shit as the time goes by. And it's cool as people go. You can't get so consumed with, oh my gosh, we've been friends for like 10 years, like how long ago? Bye.
Alright, so I guess the next question is, when do you know when you're the placeholder?
I ain't no placeholder.
Period.
Ever. Braids falling. Hold. I think that just from what I said, you know you're a placeholder in that person's life, because it doesn't have to be like necessarily like negatively based. You're a placeholder when you're the only one giving. You're also a placeholder when you know that you're not benefiting that person. I'm gonna be honest, I've been in friendships, and obviously I'm not gonna say any names, where yeah, that person was a better friend than I was. I would say maybe like all my friendships, as far as what's been brought to my attention and what I've been honest with myself about as far as having conversations, I would say like 2, maybe. At the most, not at the least, because I'm funny. Just kidding. But at the most, I would say like 2 friendships. There were 2 friendships where I knew I wasn't being a good friend. I was constantly benefiting from these people. And it wasn't that I was doing it intentionally. It's just that when you create that norm in your friendship, in your relationship, you can't really be upset if that shit continues, I guess you would say. But full accountability, I know I wasn't being the best friend I could be, and I know that I'm a bomb ass friend. So when I wasn't doing it with those people, it took conversation, because we have that respect for each other to be like, look, you trying to play me, and you like low-key playing yourself, so what's up? So we were able to talk about that, and honestly, we had to walk away, because I was just like, and it wasn't because I wasn't able to be a good friend, it's just that I didn't take the time to look at myself and be like, damn, this is why I'm not being a good friend to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, because low-key, I didn't realize I don't really fuck with you like that, because I know that I'm a good friend. If I'm not being a good friend to you, what's really going on? I don't really do you like that. When do you know that you a placeholder?
I said before, I guess when somebody is like trying to get over somebody else, and you realize that that's the only reason why they're like contacting you. I don't know, maybe they just want to have you in comparison to somebody else, if that makes sense. Like I said, somebody they want but they can't have, so they're putting you in that place.
I feel like you gotta pray on that shit. Sorry to put pray in that curse word in the same sentence, but you gotta pray on it. Like, you gotta pray on your growth and your awareness, your self-awareness, and you just gotta ask God, like, I mean, what's the number one prayer? My number one prayer is to show me people that aren't for me, so I can walk off. Show the people that I'm not for, to walk off. And honestly, when I made that prayer is when I had that conversation with that particular person, that particular friend, and we're not friends anymore. And I had to be okay with that. And like,
unless you want to be a placeholder, if you fine with that, that's cool. But you have to sit back and look at the bigger picture in friendships, relationships, family relationships, where you just have to question, like, where would we be in 5 years? That's probably premature for some people, but you have to look back or look forward to what's going to happen in the future, long term.
Yeah.
So you're not just wasting your time. I'm not wasting your time, you're not wasting my time.
And I feel like it's important that once you have that little revelation, stick to it, because everybody hates a talker. I talk a lot, but I'm not gonna talk to you. So the next question is, how do you let go?
I guess, like I just said, once you come to that realization that this is not for me, you got to be strong enough to step away. You can't try to hold on to something that's not benefiting you.
My thing is, and I would like to piggyback off of that to ask you, like, so obviously the question is, how do you let go? Let's correlate it like back to relationships. Let's say you've been with somebody for a long time and you know it's not right. Obviously, it's the whole point of this whole discussion. You know it's not right. You know that either it's you or it's them. And why is it so hard to let go? Like, why are people so consumed with the next person? What do you like? I mean, because I've been there. I'm pretty sure you've been there. Like, what makes us so consumed with, oh my gosh, I cannot let this go, this relationship in any sense go. Like, I gotta have you. Like, let's make this work type shit.
You not wanting to move on, I guess, or you not wanting to reintroduce yourself to new situations and new people. Like, you've been in so many relationships and so many situationships that you're just tired and you're trying to just make this one work, or you put it out there so much to the world, to social media or whatever, so you're trying to make this work to please everybody else, but it's not benefiting you.
Social media gonna always be the one, because it'd be the worst feeling fucking breaking up or being not friends with somebody if you have deleted them pictures.
Yeah, and then people are like, oh, what happened?
Since we done, that's what happened. Dang, I always tell my friends, and I stick to the same thing. I always tell them, okay, and it sounds cliche, but write down why you want to keep it, and write down why you shouldn't be where you are, and whatever it may be. Like, write down the positive, write down the negatives, and it's not even about what outweighs, it's about what matters more. Because outweighing has nothing to do with it. Because I could be in a relationship, I can write down all my positives, I can write down all my negatives. All my positives may be more than my negatives, but if my negatives just weigh heavier on my heart than all the positivity, guess what? I didn't walk away. And that's with anything. So it's not about comparison of the list, because I can easily like, oh my gosh, he cute, like he be tapping that, okay, he be like paying for stuff, he be like no, this nigga breath stink, he don't be doing nothing, he don't got no job. Like, sis, you can't pay for nothing without a job. That's crazy. We can be good. Next, like, that's how I feel about it. So it's in friendship. So let's not be so consumed with the length. What weighs more? What matters more? My
Quality over quantity.
Period. My boyfriend always asks me, is this something that you can do it for the rest of your life? And that's a very valid question. I used to hate when he used to say it to me, but I'm like, no, that's a legitimate question, because can I?
Never settle, because I feel like that's what a placeholder is. You're just settling. There's always something out there that's better. I know sometimes I question myself, like, maybe my standards are too high. But no.
You too low.
Somebody gonna somebody gonna meet them standards. Because God put me here, and He put somebody else here for me, and He put me here for them. So I'm not settling for nobody else. Whether it's something physical, like, oh, maybe he's not tall enough, or maybe his teeth not straight enough, I don't know. Or whether it's something mental or emotional that you will want in your partner. Just don't settle. Like, don't be like, oh, he has all this, but he doesn't have this one thing that I need. Just don't settle, because now this person's a placeholder.
Because a need and a want, as we know, as we learn in kindergarten, maybe first grade for some of y'all, it's two different things. It's two different things. I need this from you. I don't want this from you. Like I always tell people, I don't want your finances. I'm good. You feel me? Like, it's not that you can't contribute to my lifestyle. I need you to complement my lifestyle. Two different things. I need you to be loyal. I need you to communicate. I need you to love me. I don't want those things. I need those things. So if you big baller, Shakala CEO, big baller, Shakala. I'll never know the words. I like that part. But if you are like balling and you bringing in money, but you're not even loving on me, you're not acknowledging me, I can do it. I don't want you. You cute though. You tall though. Because why? And that's the reality that I had to have when I was getting into my relationship with McKinley. Like, that's bad forever, for real. But I had to make sure that I wasn't getting into something that I wasn't, one, ready for, and two, making him be a placeholder for somebody else I was trying to compensate for. And when I realized, like, no, bro, like, when you really take time to sit back, like, no, this is better than what you just lived holistic, like, entirely, then that is not a placeholder. Because you can make people placeholders in life too, and they shouldn't be. This could be your biggest blessing. Y'all mean, oh my gosh, guys, send me a dark skinned dude with a beard and he's tall and stuff, and you got him and you like, I mean, and got like, bro, you just asked me for this. What are you doing? You made this person a placeholder. So you gotta be mindful of that too.
You blocking your blessings.
Clearly. I'm trying to always be blessed, okay? No, for real. Me and God be having conversations. He's like, my child. Alright, so what's some of your personal stories? Without saying names, because I'm right here. What's some of your personal stories? What's some of your personal placeholder stories? Whether you've been one or they've been one.
I guess in... I don't know. Me too. But, no. I guess I went through this phase where I was like trying to be a nigga, for lack of better words.
Okay.
Like somebody has hurt you and now you're trying to get them back, but you're using other people to get them back because you like, oh, niggas ain't shit or whatever. And now you're trying to play all these people, and now we all know the double standards. Now you like a hoe. The dude's not even like a hoe, but you like a hoe. You go through that phase of just like putting people in that spot, like hoping it works, or like putting people in that spot just because you want somebody there. You want that companionship. You want somebody just to like text them whenever you want to text them. Somebody you can just take advantage of, I guess. Because like she said, if you're a placeholder, you're the only one that's giving. So I had people as like placeholders. I'm not giving to them, they're giving to me. I'm not talking to you in public, but you know what I'm saying, you giving to me. But yeah, I guess that was it. I got over it real quick, but
yeah, I would say, how did you grow from it? Like, what was that moment you was like, at this moment, I know I have myself on. Like, when did you have that moment?
I don't know, it don't really take long for me, but just dealing with like certain people, not to put myself higher than anybody, but you see like, you're not for me. Like, I'm doing this in my life, I'm doing that, and you still here, you still stagnant. You're not for me. So we on different levels, so that means I need to be with somebody on my level, not you.
I realized I was placing placeholders in my life when I was making excuses to why people should still be in my space. So, I mean, that's what a placeholder is, obviously. But, you know, like I said, without dropping any names, but like when I was dealing with certain like friendships or even relationships, it doesn't really matter what it is. I was to be trying to hold on people, like make excuses like, yeah, it's okay because, you know, they were doing this or they had this going on, whatever it's gonna be. But I will say, like I said, I'm a bomb ass friend, period. So I'm gonna always make myself available. I'm gonna always make sure that you're taken care of. I'm gonna always make sure that you're good. And I try to make sure that I'm aware of that. And when I'm not, I like to have people in my space who are gonna remind me, like, you dropped the ball. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna remind you. And I would hate for me to tell you, like, oh my gosh, you're so mean. No, I'm not. So, but with that being said, I had to realize that I was creating placeholders in my life by allowing people to still be in my space who, one, shouldn't be in my space, and not to be stuck up or anything, but you're not worth or worthy of being in my space, and you are kind of my space. I don't like being touched, so don't be in my space. That's how I feel about it. So I feel like that's when I was creating placeholders. And then when I became a placeholder, I feel like it was that transition period. If it was a relationship, it's like you going through all the arguments, so it gets to be you. I was like, wow, you really don't respect me. Like you really don't have any good intentions for me. So I need to step away. I need to be the bigger person. And I mean, when that transition happens, whether you're eliminating placeholders or you're eliminating yourself as a placeholder, the growth will be crazy. The growth will be real crazy. So I don't know. I had to do that, and it was hard. It's harder for me with friendships than it is relationships. I mean, I come from a family, like 2-parent household. I got a sister, I have a brother. Like we family, like always together. So I treated my friends like my sisters or my brothers. So I always made excuses for them, just like we tend to make excuses for family. But at some point, you gotta hold people accountable. If you're not being who I need in my life, and it is selfishly too. Like if you're not being who I need in my life, and I'm being who you need in yours, we're not for each other, and it's cool. It's fine. It's fine with me. Good.
You have to be with somebody that challenges you, somebody that you feel is on your level that can take you to the next level. Like don't just have people in your life just for them to be there. Because like I say, you wasting your time, you wasting their time, when they can be with somebody that actually appreciates them. I guess it's better. Don't settle, and don't be putting people as placeholders.
And stop being lame, because that's what it boils down to. You lame to people as I was lame on point. We gotta grow up, glow up. We're gonna glow like Erica's lip gloss. Period. Can y'all even see that? Cause I can't. Blinding sun. Hey.
But yeah, anyways, yeah, we do.
But let us know if you like this. Comment down below. Subscribe. Hit the little bell thing. I mean, Erica's off at school. She's in pharmacy school. She's in pharmacy school, but no, not really. Don't slide her DMs. You want to slide your DMs? Y'all can slide her DMs. I'm like,
If you say 3, that's one.
slide. You can slide though. Y'all want her telephone number? Down below, but you gotta subscribe first. But no, but like on a serious note, like this is gonna be a new segment. It's gonna be called whatever we call it. It might be on, it might be on Tuesday, it might be on Thursday, it might be on Saturday, it might be on Sunday. But we're gonna make a new segment. We're just gonna talk. So y'all can send us topics. Y'all can send us questions. We're gonna try to keep them consistent. Again, she's off at school, so we may have to, finesse a little bit on how we record them and what we do, whatever case may be. But